then next week is National Pet Week, and then I was talking to some listeners here to the station, and I said, hey, pet photography is a thing, and so I was very interested. I mean, I've seen pictures they take of dogs and cats at shelters and things like that, to get them adopted, but never had thought of it in the sense of, like I'm going to go get my senior portraits done, but I'm going to get my senior portraits done for my dog. And it's one thing just to kind of give back to that four-legged friend who has been with you, and you come home, you've had a bad day, they don't care, they look at you, they come nuzzle up, and all things are forgotten, and it's a great time to spend with your pet. And this is a pretty cool thing. And, oh, by the way, it's a new business in town, Feather Photography, in studio with me this morning. It's Jeannie Scanlon and Feather Meredith. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for coming on the air.
Thanks for having
Come
us.
a little closer to those mics there. Sorry about that. I should have talked about that beforehand. But Feather Photography and Gifts is having its grand opening Saturday from 10 to 4, 328 West Railroad. And one of the things that you all do is pet photos. Good morning.
Good morning.
Tell me about, first, is it difficult to photo shoot an animal? I don't know. Feather, let's start with you.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
It really depends on the animal, but normally we can get a good shot with any demeanor, any type of animal.
Do they get a lot of their maybe hesitance? Do they sense it from the owners maybe? Or
Sometimes, yes. Sometimes it's if the environment is new. So we do go to people's homes if they feel like their animal would be comfortable in their homes.
How did this get all started, Jeannie?
Well, I have been watching Feather for probably the last few years, working with Kitten Rescue, doing all the photos for them. And she's just brilliant at what she does. And I'm old school photographer, did it back in the 80s, the old film. And I've been watching her and her photoshopping and everything. And I said one day to her, you know what, Feather, do you want to go in business together because you're brilliant at what you do? And she's like, yeah. And so here we are. We went ahead and started Feather Photography, and we're definitely specializing in animal portraits. That's people and their pets too. And we're doing also professional headshots.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the studio there, 328 West Railroad. You go in, what will people see? Some photography things and gifts as well. So talk about this.
Yeah. Well, we're also offering some vintage and collectible items.
Okay.
We've got a lot of art on the walls, a lot of different vintage photos and different paintings. We also offer mirrors and frames, and we have a lot of crystal, just some beautiful vintage items and collectibles.
Featherphotography.com for some more information. Also on the Facebook, there we'll put the links to this. So you, Feather, have been taking photos for Kitten Rescue and continue doing all that?
Yes. I take photos as soon as the new cats and kittens come in, and I get those up on their website as well.
How many animals do you have at home?
I don't want to say.
That's the answer that I thought I was going to
I have
get.
3 foster failures from Kitten Rescue. I was fostering for a little while, and you just fall in love with them.
Yeah,
so.
it's got to be just tough.
Yeah.
Got to be. Jeannie, what about you? You have a lot of animals too?
Yeah, I have 4 cats. Well, now a 5th one showing up, Mr. Orange.
Oh, Mr. Orange, of course.
Yeah, and I have 2 dogs and 2 parrots.
It's just a nice thing to do, and so people will bring in. So when a family comes in and they bring their animal with them, what are some reasons behind coming in to get photographed with the whole family, I guess, with the dogs?
Well, that's just it. Your dog or your cat is part of your family, and you want to have them up on the wall with your kids and your grandkids and
Absolutely.
everything like that.
I mean, they're around for a long time.
And and we don't have our animals as long as we do mainly our family, our human family. And so it's wonderful. It's like the photo that Feather took of me and my little dog Guido, who I lost a couple years ago, and I just absolutely treasure that photo. And I'm just so thankful that she was there to take that photo for me because that photo is just priceless to me. And yeah,
I know when we had to put Simon down last year, it was
so
kind of
sorry.
hard to look at photos, but now we've put together a little photo collage,
Sure.
and it really is. It is a nice memory. I mean, it's not a sad thing. You remember all the good times, and that's what these photos do.
absolutely.
So a good way to celebrate National Pet Week next week is to bring the old pets down to Feather Photography again. The grand opening. Pets welcome, I'd imagine.
Absolutely, yes. Please bring them in. We'll have the photo booth going.
Okay, very fun. So 10 to 4, 328 West Railroad. It's coming up Saturday for Feather Photography and guests having their grand opening, new business in town to talk about that. Feather Meredith, Jeannie Scanlon on the air with me this morning. Thanks for coming in.
Oh,
Thank you
thank
so
you.
much.
Fun.
Thank
All
you.
right, very nice.